Welcome everyone. This is week 8, our final week together in Biology 120. I hope that you've learned a lot, everything from the macromolecules that make up organisms, to cells, to genetics, to DNA and how it's used to make proteins, now to ecosystems, and finally the human population. So I hope that you've learned a lot, and I hope that you learned a lot even with your final project, because that really is the point, the final project, for you to learn about biology. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on this week and what we did last week. Last week we studied about ecosystems. And ecosystems are all the organisms in an environment. You study all the organisms and the environment together to study ecosystems. So it's a bunch of interactions really between organisms and between organisms and the environment. Ecosystems were involved in every one of your final presentations. You can tell how important they are because they touch on so many different subjects. This week you're going to read chapter 45, which is about population ecology. So let's talk about that for a second. A population is all the members of a species that live together in a geographical location at a particular time. Now the time period can be really long. The geographical location can be really big, so you don't have a limit there. It could be, all of these could be really, really small and defined, but they can be huge. And so this week we're going to focus on the human population and studying population ecology. Now, one other word about population ecology. Most of you are interested in going into environmental science. Every Department of Natural Resources for every state in this union does population ecology on a daily basis. They are tracking to see how many ducks are flying in from the north, how many deer live on pieces of property in your state, how many skunks are there, how many coyotes, how many invasive species, how many bison there are in Yellowstone National Park. So population ecology is really studying populations. We do it all the time in conservation. We do it all the time in the Department of Natural Resources for every state. So this is a really important topic for you who are going into environmental science. So make sure you read the chapter. And then take a look at the overview and watch the video on the human population. That video is absolutely amazing to show you how the human population has increased since we found our way on this planet, not from outer space, just saying. So from the time that man showed up on this planet until now, and then projections into the future about what is going to happen with the human population. Your journal entry this week will have to do with exponential growth. And so exponential growth is just multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. And one of the questions is, do you think that the human population can keep multiplying as exponentially to the point where we reach 9 billion people? Can the Earth sustain 9 billion people? And what are the consequences of the human population reaching 9 billion? A lot of really good questions, because this is going to happen in your lifetime. So this is a topic that is very important to the whole world, to every country on the planet. And will we have enough food? Will we have enough resources? Will we have enough space? These are all considerations when we talk about the human population. So that's your journal entry this week. You only have one thing to do. There's not a discussion. You're finished with your final project, so that's good. You just have one journal entry to finish up. Now, of course, I have a lot of grading, but you have one journal entry. My final thoughts for the course: I hope that you learned a lot, like I said in the very beginning of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you enjoyed the topics, that you enjoyed doing your final project, because you got to pick what you wanted to examine as far as your final project goes. I hope you learned a lot. the last few tasks that you need to do this journal entry. Go back and make sure you've done everything that you were supposed to in the course. There are a few weeks back that you can go and do journal entries and that sort of thing if you need to catch up on late work. There is a late penalty of 10% of the grade, but you do have a chance to go back and do those. So get those all cleaned up by Sunday night, because Sunday night the course closes to you. Be aware of that. Make sure you also do your course evaluations. This helps me as your instructor. If you do your course evaluations, it gives feedback to my team lead to show that person how I'm doing as an instructor. It also gives us information about the course and strengths and weaknesses of the course. So let us know that. So please do take the time to do your course evaluation. That really would help me out a lot, and I would appreciate it. Like I said, the last day to turn in anything is this coming Sunday night at midnight. So make sure you get it all done, because the course then closes to you and you can't submit anything else. You just can't do it, and I can't open it. So don't ask me to, because I can't. So make sure you do that. And feel free to stay in touch with me past the end of this semester. I'll be glad to write you recommendations if you need those. There's my name, Dr. Sigmon, and my email address in case you need me this week. In case anything is coming up, let me know now before the course closes. And I've had a great time being your instructor. I look forward to what you're doing in this last week. I look forward to those final projects. And as always, if you need me, I am just one email message away. So have a great week.